You know, some cities have a history, but Liverpool has a saga. It's this incredible story of dizzying heights, being the engine room of a global empire, then a catastrophic fall into almost nothing, and then a comeback so powerful it literally changed the rules of what a city could even be. Okay, let's dive right into this epic tale. So let's start at the top. Meet the Liverbirds. They're these legendary guardians perched right on top of the Royal Liver Building. Now, there's this great local joke about them that just perfectly captures the city's soul. One bird looks out to sea, watching over the sailors, and the other one looks back into the city to see if the pubs are open. And that right there, that's Liverpool in a nutshell. One foot on the global stage and the other firmly planted at home with its razor-sharp wit. And that's the big question we're tackling here. How does a city that powerful get so close to total collapse and then come back swinging? We're going to peel back the layers of its whole 800-year story to really understand its rise, its brutal fall, and the absolutely unbreakable spirit that let it be reborn not just once, but twice. All right, so to really get Liverpool, we've got to rewind the clock back to when it was basically the second city of the entire British Empire. And this wasn't just a port, it was a global hub of innovation, wealth, and power. It pretty much prototyped a lot of the modern world we live in today. This single piece of technology, it changed everything. See, before the old dock, ships were completely at the mercy of the river's massive tides. But the wet dock was this simple but totally revolutionary idea, a gate system that kept the water level constant. It basically turned Liverpool into the high-tech 24/7 internet server of its day, supercharging trade and making it the gateway for everyone and everyone fueling the Industrial Revolution. But, and this is a huge but, there's a profound and very dark contradiction at the heart of Liverpool's story. For every world-changing innovation, there was an immense human cost. The city's staggering wealth, the money that built all those grand, beautiful buildings, was built on the absolute horror of the slave trade. Its whole economy relied so much on cotton that it unofficially sided with the Confederacy during the American Civil War. It's a paradox you just can't escape. Just look at that number, 1.5 million. That's the estimated number of enslaved Africans transported on ships that sailed from Liverpool. And the profits from that human trafficking, they were plowed right back into the city, funding its banks, its architecture, its entire merchant class. It's a dark foundation that the city is still, rightly, confronting to this day. Okay, so beyond the official history books, there's a whole other Liverpool, a city of myths, mysteries, and some truly bizarre stuff. This is a place where the past doesn't just feel close. Sometimes it feels like it bleeds right through into the present. Welcome to one of the strangest urban legends anywhere, mostly because it just might be real. It's called the Bold Street Time Slip. For decades, regular people just out shopping have reported something incredible. One minute, they're in the present day, and the next, the whole street has transformed. They see vintage cars, people in 1950s clothes, old shop fronts, only to just snap back to reality moments later. So what is it? A glitch in time? A trick of the mind? Who knows? The city's love for a good story is, well, it's literally set in stone. In this cemetery, there's a pyramid, and it's the final resting place of a guy named William Mackenzie, a Victorian-era gambler. The legend is just fantastic. They say he lost his soul to the devil in a game of cards. His solution? He figured if he was buried sitting upright at a card table, the devil could never technically claim his soul because he wasn't properly laid to rest. Pretty clever, huh? And if that's not weird enough for you, let's go underground. Back in the 19th century, this eccentric tobacco merchant, Joseph Williamson, hired hundreds of men for a really bizarre job: to just dig a vast, sprawling network of tunnels. The wild part? No one knows why. Was it a huge act of charity to create jobs? Or maybe the headquarters for some kind of secret cult? The tunnels are still there, a giant brick-arched question mark right under everyone's feet. But after all those incredible highs came the Great Fall. After World War II, the empire faded, and with it, Liverpool's entire purpose just disappeared. The docks that had been its lifeblood were now obsolete. The city spiraled into a steep decline, with economic collapse and social unrest. It really seems like the end of the story, but it wasn't. By the 1970s and 80s, this was the reality. The iconic docks were derelict, the warehouses were empty skeletons, unemployment was through the roof, the engine of an empire had completely ground to a halt. The city that had once been the richest port in the world was now on its knees. And then came the pivot. Instead of just knocking down its past, the city did something that was pure genius. It took its greatest liability, all that abandoned industrial heritage, and turned it into its greatest asset. The regeneration of the Albert Dock, transforming it from a total wasteland into a vibrant cultural hub with the Tate Liverpool Art Gallery, that was the spark. The spark that ignited the city's second conquest. And what's just staggering is how fast this comeback happened. Think about it. In 1972, the Albert Dock is officially abandoned. By 1984, it's reborn with a world-class art gallery. That incredible move set the stage for 2008, when being named European Capital of Culture unleashed billions in investment, totally reshaping the city and cementing its new identity as a global hub for art, music, and yeah, even filmmaking. So, what was the secret sauce for this incredible turnaround? It wasn't just about new buildings, not at all. The real engine of Liverpool's comeback has always been its people and their unique, defiant identity. You've probably heard the term Scouser, right? Well, it actually comes from a simple sailor's stew called lobscouse, which was basically a mix of whatever was available. And honestly, that's the perfect metaphor for the people themselves. This unique blend of Irish, Welsh, Scandinavian, and all these other global cultures that poured into the port for centuries. It created an identity and an accent you just will not find anywhere else on Earth. And this identity, it's kind of like a superpower. It's the creativity that made Liverpool the Guinness World Record holder for pop music, more #1 hits than any other city. It's a solidarity that defines its long-standing multicultural communities and its famous football rivalries. And it's that profound sense of justice that has seen the city unite time and time again in the face of tragedy. And guess what? The story is far from over. Liverpool is already busy building its next chapter. I mean, huge projects like Liverpool Waters are set to completely transform the entire waterfront. The Knowledge Quarter is positioning the city as a world leader in science and health. And the Depot Studios? They're aiming to turn the city's success as a filming location into a full-blown production powerhouse. Once again, Liverpool is thinking on a global scale. Ultimately, the whole story of Liverpool really leaves you with this question. The city's grand buildings, they fell into ruin. Its economic engine died. But something else endured. It proves that a city's true foundation isn't brick or stone. It's the memory, the wit, and the defiant spirit of the people who call it home.